Hi, I'm Paul Ferrandi, aka IncrediPaul. Welcome to 6 Minute Saturdays, shorter form of the podcast, same great content. What I want to talk to you about is leadership. Still in Atlanta, just wrapped up Live to Lead, one of the largest events in leadership that John Maxwell team or Maxwell leadership puts on. We had a really great lineup of speakers. The man himself, John Maxwell, was here. Kendra Scott was here. Ryan Leake was here. Marcus Buckingham was here. John, being John, the man himself, he listed off three different books. I don't want to miss them off, but at least the one that he was able to talk about the during the sessions, he had two different sessions. He led us off and he closed us out was the high road leadership. And really, this is leadership that is taking the high. There's the high road, the middle road, and the low road. And this is leadership that's going above and beyond. The leadership that really gets things done, that has character, that has integrity, all of these key things. So he talked about that, as well as he talked about how to deal with failure as one and success stabilizers. So those things are coming up. It's just amazing to me that at his age, at his accomplishments, all this stuff, he's still continuing to write and do things. He could easily just sit back, rest on his laurels, but he is continuing to change the game of leadership over and over and over again. And then throughout the day, tremendous speaker lineup. John gave a comparison between the high road leaders, middle road leaders, and low road leaders. As far as the high road, one that stuck out is that high road leaders, they value others, middle road leaders seek value, and low road leaders devalue others or take value out of others. So if you think of yourself, are you one that is adding value to people? Or are you seeking value? Or at the worst case, are you taking value away from others? Those are different levels of leadership that you need to think about. Another one is high road leaders close the gap. The middle road leaders live with the gap. The low road leaders, they widen the gap. And so that also was something that was talked about as far as like our political climate, and there's so much division. There's not really high road leaders we're seeing. On the best end, we're seeing middle road leaders. On the worst case, and often we're seeing low road leaders. We're not seeing leaders coming together, closing the gap, trying to get things done for the people and by the people at all. So those are some things. Another speaker was Marcus Buckingham. He talked about love plus work, his new book, which I have yet to read. And after hearing this talk, I definitely need to read it. But the whole premise and what was really key was that he talked about the difference between like and love is tremendously different. So like you think of a scale 1 to 5, and you want your people to be highly favorable, percent favorable, as he put it, in the 4s or 5s. And then like you want to get 3s to 4s, 4s to 5s, and 2s, 3s, and so on. But from his research, so if you don't know who Marcus Buckingham is, I would say he's a research expert, research guru. He and Don Clifton wrote Strengths Finders. He wrote the book Now Discover Your Strengths. Worked at Gallup. So he's done a tremendous amount of work in the recruiting space and the hiring space. He knows people and he knows how to approach research. So what they discovered was that moving from a 2 to 3 and 3 to 4, there's incremental gains as far as customer satisfaction and repeatability of people coming back to do business with you. But when you move from a 4 to a 5, exponential growth. So it's that from that like, and what they noticed was that people were using words as far as what they love about it. Oh, I love this interaction. I love this person. I love when this happens. And that only really happened at the 5 level. And so what he talked about was that the 4 and the 5 it's basically like a phase change. So like I'm a scientist, engineer at heart. So I love to geek out about this stuff. So when he was talking about this, it stuck out to me that really it's a phase change from 4 to 5. You're not just going from water at 211 or 210 to 211 or 209 to 210. You're going from 211 to 212. There's that phase change. There's a lot more energy needed to introduce the phase change to get to that next level of the fives, that boiling point, going from water as a liquid to water as a gas. It's difference with the like and love factor. So I think that was really key. That definitely stuck out to me. And another thing that stuck out to me was the percent of people, because he interviewed housekeepers as far as what they liked about their job and what they loved about their job. And everyone had a little bit something different that they loved about their job. But from the research, what they discovered is that you only need to like 20% of your job for you to be resilient in it. So he did some research on housekeepers, did some stuff with doctors and nurses as far as resilience, liking 20% or more of your job. It's not like if you like 40% of your job that your likability or lovability of your job doubles. It's just like that's the threshold. Yes or no as far as your repeatability and more likeliness to be with the job. But that's really all the time I have for today. I'll go into more stuff because I haven't even talked about Kendra Scott or Ryan Leake when he gave his talk about chasing failure and the leveling up. And it was phenomenal. If you have not heard of any of these speakers or any of these authors, because they're all authors as well, pick up Marcus Buckingham's book, Ryan Leake's book, Kendra Scott, and the GOAT himself, John Maxwell, so you can keep being incredible.